Welcome back to Simone Talks. I am back with another video.
You love it ain't the right time, yeah, I care about you, but my heart's not there. Probably say I'm selfish and I know it's not fair. Wanna give you love, but ain't the right time. It ain't the right time, baby, it ain't the right time, yeah.
Today's topic I actually got from the series on Netflix called All American. I don't know if you've seen that or not, but if you haven't watched that, it's really good. But I had binge watched it and it reminded me a lot of some things I've been through, and that brought me to the topic of it starts at home. So a lot of things we go through, a lot of things we allow to happen, a lot of ways on how we handle relationships and the relationships we get into and the things we get into and the things we go through, it starts at home. So in the show, I'm going to sum it up. In the show, I saw that there were a lot of parents in it, and a lot of the relationships were either a lot to handle or dysfunctional. I know one of the parents was barely home. So the girl, she was always at home by herself, having to fend for herself. Even though they had all this money, it was like she still lacked her father being there. And then her mother passed away, so she didn't have her mother. And then in another group of children, the dad and the mother were both in the household, but they were just so busy and so caught up in their own lives that they got distracted and lost focus of what was important, which is their kids. And then the main character, you know, his mom was in his life and she was very active and very vocal and very honest, and she was like really there for him, even though his father had left him. And then I know there was another character, his dad was an alcoholic, and it was like he had to be the parent to his father, and he lost, you know, they lost everything or whatever. Oh, I hope I'm not spilling any beans. Let me not say all of that. But he had to be the parent to his dad. And with Coop, her parents were just like old school and very old fashioned, and she lost their parents because of who she really was. So that brings me to the topic of it starts at home. A lot of people don't understand and believe that who they are today started from how they were brought up and how things went on in their home. And this is a generational thing that I'm speaking on, because as I watched in All American, like Coach Baker, his dad was like really hard on him, and he had problems in his relationship with his father. So that kind of created problems in a relationship that he had with his son and his daughter. So a lot of times this is a generational thing that we're speaking on, but it has to be changed. Like parents, your kids need you. Like you are the first people that we meet. Our parents are the first people that we meet. And, you know, they teach us and we learn from them and we evolve and become the person we are based on what they taught us. But as we get older and go through life and we leave their nest, you know, the person we are changes based on the things that happen to us and the things that we go through. So I just want to touch on how it starts at home. It's like we have this identity to us that's not really embraced. And it's like a lot of parents think that monetary support is what we need. But, you know, we need, you know, clothes over our body, roof over our head, and food in our stomachs. We need that. Actually, that is a necessity. But we also need mental and emotional support, like becoming who we are and being confident in who we are and going after things we really want to go after. Like we need that support from our parents from the beginning, because if we have that support, if we have those powerful words speaking into us, we have that powerful backbone, we can accomplish anything and everything. So, you know, I think that that is something that really needs to change, because if you don't believe in us from the jump and when we start what we start, who else is going to believe in us? Like y'all should be the fallback. Parents should be the fallback on who we can go to when we need support, who we can go to when we need to just talk, when we need to just vent. And to not have that is kind of hard. Like you look for that in other things, whether it's sex, whether it's toxic friendship, whether it's your appearance and making sure you look the best, whether it's losing yourself in your work, always working, working, working. Like, we find other outlets to make us feel appreciated, to make us feel proud, to make us feel full and whole inside. And it's like, if it starts at home, if you're speaking life over your child, if you're being there for your child emotionally, make sure they're okay mentally, making sure they can talk to you, telling them you're proud of them, then once they go into the world, they can conquer anything, and they won't fall to peer pressure. They won't fall to all of these things. And I feel like that's something that we need to change. That's a generational thing that we need to break, because we just need our parents, and we just need y'all to encourage us. We just need to be able to talk to y'all, have a shoulder when we need it. You know, we love y'all to death. You know, y'all brought us into this world, and y'all take care of us for 18 years. And then it's like at 18, we leave the nest, and it's just like, you're on your own. But it's hard to go through life with all of these trials and tribulations coming at you at school and not have that support and that backbone to where I'm going through this at school, so I can go and tell my mom and dad, and you know, they'll listen, or they'll have something to say. Sometimes we just need y'all to listen. Sometimes we just need a friend. Sometimes we just need to hear y'all say, we got you. It's gonna be okay. You're beautiful. You're worthy. You can do that. I'm proud of you. Like, we just need that sometimes. Like, it gets hard, but yeah, this is something that we need to change and cut. Like, we need to change this. Like, this has to stop, because the more children feel like they can't go to their parents and confide in their parents, the more they're going to look to other things in life and allow those things to become the full focus and the true backbone and the true thing that makes their worth, makes their value. You know, sometimes all we just need to hear is, I'm proud of you. I'm here if you need anything. You know, go after that. Do it. Like, and I do want to ask, like, I was talking to my brother-in-law about this, and we were discussing this topic, and it's like, a lot of people feel like the black sheep of their family. They feel like an outcast. Why? Why do a lot of people feel like the black sheep or the outcast of their family? Especially, I hate to say this, but especially in the black community. Why do a lot of us feel like we're the outcast and we're the black sheep? We're not accepted. We're treated differently from everyone else. Why does it feel like that? And we just need to change that. Parents, you know, be there for your kids. Talk to them. Invest in them. They need more than just monetary support and making sure you make sure they graduate. They need emotional stability. Emotional stability. And a lot of people don't know that. I'm doing this informative speech for my speech class on mental illness awareness. And 46% of teenagers, 46% of teenagers go through mental illness. 19% adults, and I think it was like 13% children. Teenagers are at the top of the list for mental illness. And you know, mental illness that plays on your, how you talk to people, your biological, your emotional, all of that plays on that. And it's like, we find our worth, we find who we are, we find our identity in our parents. We find this in y'all. We find this, we hunger for this. We hunger for y'all to teach us. We hunger for y'all to beat us for us. We hunger for y'all to encourage us. Like, this is what we thirst for. Like, this is what we wait for. When we're telling you and we're looking at you and we're trying to talk to you, we're looking for you to be there for us, to push us, to listen to us, to talk to us. And like I said, we just have to change this. We have to change this. Parents, listen to your children. You don't just, even if you don't know what to say, just listen. Just be there. That goes a long ways in who they become, who they grow to become. And you know, we're adults now, so sometimes we need our parents and sometimes we don't. But let's break that curse. Let's break that cycle. Let's invest in our children. Let's listen to our kids. Let's give them more than just monetary support, making sure they're in school, making sure they know their ABCs, their 1, 2, 3s, making sure they're doing their homework. Make sure they're okay mentally and emotionally. Make sure if they're going through something, they know you're there for them, that you're going to listen. They're going to get through it. If they're being bullied, if they're being talked about, if they feel worthless, if they're having a hard time, if they're struggling with anything, make sure they know that you are there for them. Because at the end of the day, that's what they long for. That's what they cry for. And then when they don't find it at home, they find it in relationships, toxic relationships, sex, drugs, all those terrible things. They find it in those things, twerking on the internet. Attention. They seek attention in all these other things. But parents, you have to take back that responsibility. Take back your child. Just talk to them. Be there for them. Let them know they're worth so much more. Let them know they can accomplish any and everything. Let them know that they're beautiful. They're not a statistic, especially males. You're not a statistic because society say you are. Society says this and that about a black man and a black boy. Let your kids know. Talk to them. Be there. Don't let this world consume them. Don't let TV and music affect them. We got to change that. We have to change that. But this video was mainly to talk about it starts at home. Whether it's parents, siblings, we have to speak life into each other. We have to be there for each other. I'm challenging all of us to be a better sister, brother. If you're a mother or father, a better mother or father. Be there. Encourage. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Speak life. Speak positivity over your child. Don't speak negativity. And if you don't know how to do that, research, get help. We have to find a solution so that we have a chance. But that is the end of my video. Like, comment, subscribe, share my video. Let me know if you have any feedback about what I've said, if you've been through that, because I know I've been through that. You know, being the we had to be the parent to our parents at a young age, and just longing for a relationship, longing for my parents to be there more than monetary, and just taking me to Chuck E. Cheese and covering it up with those things, like just wanting emotional support. But if you didn't have it, forgive your parents of it, because this is a generational thing. They can't give us something they don't know. They can't teach us something they don't know. So talk to them, find ways to help them become a better parent. If you are still young enough to talk to them and get a change, or you have siblings that are younger than you and you can help speed that change so that they don't have to go through the same thing, research it. You know, this is the generation of social media. Google is so much information out there for us to be able to educate each other and break these cycles so that we can have greater, we can have more, we can be better, we can be powerful. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and you know my outro: be confident, be glamorous, stay beautiful or handsome. Simone Talks signing out. Stay tuned for the next video. Peace.
Yeah, I care about you, but my heart's not there. Probably say I'm selfish and I know